All right, finally on the last episode of Drive to Survive. It's been over 2 weeks since the episodes started airing, so I'm very out of date with this at this point, but just keeping it going because I hate leaving things unresolved. Yeah, I guess let's get right into it. All right, episode 10 is called Red or Black. With the season nearing its end and the winner already assured, rivals Mercedes and Ferrari are locked in a fierce battle for second place. Hopefully this will be a good one. 50 minutes.
As much as it's been a very difficult
This
season.
was before the season, so just gotta fit it into the narrative. And that would have been before Singapore. Wow, they're bringing the thirst traps to the next level this episode. Yuki just got yeeted. So that's why Yuki hates Daniel. I'm curious how they're gonna cover this. We got Denny from Denny. I just saw Dune. It's fresh on the mind.
I came to Vegas before and with my best friends. I cannot really remember anything from it, but it was a very fun trip.
You didn't mention going there with Daniel though.
Hey man.
This is kind of tough to watch, knowing what we know now. Anytime he's on screen, honestly.
Charles played roulette and got his number twice.
He like tripled it and then lost it.
Classic Charles.
Super rock star style.
This is really cringe. It's just not European at all. Max's face.
You know, you can play to the grandstand side, you know, whatever you want. Playing like as in like acting to it. Acting like a rock star.
George is like, no thank you.
Ferrari have been really strong the last couple of races. They're pushing big time to beat us.
I'm surprised they haven't shown the disqualifications.
It's definitely nerve-wracking.
Fred, we need to make you look the most handsome we can.
It's too late. Far too late.
Who do you think the most vain team principal is?
Toto.
It's really very cool driving on the strip.
Yeah, so cool.
Is it the best track on Earth?
Yeah, very local.
No, for sure not.
Fucking hell. What was that? Oh my god.
Oh god, so it did hit him. He's so lucky he wasn't seriously injured. Oh, they're gonna show the press conference. Yes! Oh my god, I love this press conference.
Watch up there.
Oh god.
It goes off like a bomb.
Jesus.
Fred, let's look at 2023 as a whole, okay? Your first year as team principal of Ferrari.
You're putting yourself
He wants to
into
be
more trouble.
anywhere but
I've
there
known him for
in that
20
moment.
years.
Fred, can we just
Can I
reflect?
leave now? Or?
Fred, can we just reflect on the
No,
year, or you
but
don't want to?
ask a question to Toto about something.
All right, well, look, we'll come back to you, Fred. We'll come back to you.
Bro.
Oh, they didn't even show what Toto said.
I just want to say thank you for saying all the nice things about Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was necessary.
We get
Too
one
many naysayers.
See, they had that lady talking to him, but they didn't include his comments at all, so that makes me think that they had edited out his comments, if they kept that in. So I wonder if Mercedes had an issue with it, or... Yeah, interesting.
And then it's Max Verstappen on the front row, and it's Charles Leclerc on pole. Can he convert that into a race victory tonight?
He was so close, Charles. Boy. It was such a good race, though.
Chaos in the middle of the pack. Carlos Sainz facing the wrong
Poor
way.
Carlos.
In on the Mercedes of Hamilton.
Yeet. Charles! Oh, I love his dive bomb. Clearly, though, they're not going to show Alonso's last lap with Perez, which is disappointing. But they never show anything from Brazil for some reason. They just never go there. He makes up so much ground on Perez here. It's crazy. I feel like they could have edited that better.
He may be young, but he's not dumb.
I love their dynamics so much. Took them a bit to warm up to each other, but they're great now. I feel like Lando's like that with everybody, though. It takes them a while to kind of settle into a new teammate.
Big weekend here in Abu Dhabi. We have 11-point lead over Aston Martin for 4th in the championship. I believe we have the faster car. I believe we have the better driver lineup.
Yeah, Stroll is what he just said.
Where are you studying? 7? He got pushed on Italy. Crash into him.
Fernando, always thinking.
But they started strong, and we went up. They went down.
Very nice. Alright. Let's send you bad luck.
What a character. I love him so much.
How do you find it at Alpine? Somehow the team has so much more potential than what we should. Now with Esteban, the best it's been since 10 years. It's a good place to be in.
That's good. I wonder if that's why Otmar was fired. He just like doesn't have a handle on how to manage the drivers, because that was like the case with Perez and Esteban, and then Esteban and Alonso. And I don't know if it's Esteban that's the cause of all of that, or if it is Otmar who couldn't manage him.
I've just damaged my front wing. He looks up ahead of me.
Lewis, like, I don't really know what happened, but it just seemed like maybe it was the disqualification in the US, but like the last like 3 races, he was absolutely nowhere. It was so weird. It's like his head was just not in it anymore. I wonder if that's when he decided he needed to move to Ferrari, or if like it was playing on his mind a little bit then or something.
If it stays this way, McLaren take 4th place in the constructors over Aston
There was a
Martin.
huge gap. They're playing this up to be way more dramatic than it actually was. It was really only the Mercedes-Ferrari battle and then the AlphaTauri-Williams battle that were interesting. They completely ignored the whole letting Checo through so he can build a 5-second gap. Why did they edit it like this? It's so weird.
I wanted that 2nd place so bad. Fuck!
He's such a team guy.
Tough season. Even on a tough season, we still managed to get 3 top 3, so I'm sure next year. See each other on the podium more often.
Jokes.
Can I do some burnouts, okay?
No burnouts, please. No burnouts to the grid.
Not even this, for fuck's sake.
Sad boy, Charles. It was probably a fuel issue, though.
George, you made 2,500 people happy.
Wow, there's that many working at Mercedes now. That's crazy.
I also believe we finished that season on a high with good momentum.
Yeah. That's the thing. Mercedes don't really have the momentum yet. Ferrari started to get it last season. McLaren got it last season. So we'll see when Mercedes finally kind of start to put it together.
But as far as next year goes, stay tuned because you'll see us take some major steps and I believe fighting for world championships.
Not with Stroll as your driver, you won't.
Max Verstappen wins 19
We finally mention his dominance.
We'll never see this kind of winning again, certainly in probably my lifetime or in any of our lifetimes.
Until this season!
50% of what we've achieved this year, that might be good.
I always said we are not here to be last. We are here
It's
to
the
compete.
farewell to Gunter.
buck stops here, and I have to do the best for the team.
Need to phone Gene now. Hi, Gene. Fucking hell. Fuck, man, this year.
Thank you, Gunther. You're such a pleasure to chat with in this chair. I mean that genuinely. Thank you.
No problem. You're welcome. And you know, if I wouldn't like it, I wouldn't speak.
That is a bit of a somber way to end it with him, but I guess they didn't know that he was going to leave, so they didn't really have the ability to like really give a good send-off, you know, because at least Daniel, like everyone knew he was going to be sitting out, so they kind of gave him a good send-off. But so that was Drive to Survive season 6. Honestly, I really like this season. I think they did a really good job with it. And they didn't follow all of the storylines, and I'm surprised that they didn't even do a single episode with Red Bull, but I guess they didn't really, like, there's no drama in winning all the time. So it was way more interesting to focus on all the other teams, and so I was kind of glad they did it. It made it much more enjoyable, and I mean, obviously, this coming year, there's gonna be a little more to focus on in terms of Red Bull. But for legal reasons, who knows how much of it they'll actually get into. Really well done. And yeah, I think this season, I think you have an entire Drive to Survive season that you could fill just off of the first 2 races of the season, honestly. There's been Ollie Behrman, the Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari stuff, the politics at Red Bull, which, like, I feel like they might be able to get into the politics side of it, but they won't be able to get into the Christian Horner situation. And I'm also curious how much they're actually going to film with Red Bull this year until that whole situation is resolved. So yeah, just a lot of interesting things. I'll be curious to see what happens. But yeah, I think my favorite episode of this season, I liked the first Alpine one that got into a little bit behind Ocon and Gasly's rivalry and them crashing into each other. Why can I not think of what the episodes were? Oh, I loved the Williams episode. I loved that one. And I think the one about Nick DeVries struggling and Daniel taking his place. That one was really good too, just because of the behind the scenes we got to Daniel's test day. It was great. But all of the episodes were decent this year. I think the latter half of that season wasn't quite as good, but the first half was definitely really well done. So it will probably be a long time before I can get all of these out. So it might be April by the time this episode drops. I don't even know at this point. So we'll see. But hope you enjoyed these reactions. I like doing these because it seems like they're the videos on my channel that have the most longevity for whatever reason. And putting them out now, people just come back to them at later points when they get into Drive to Survive and later seasons and everything. So I still get views from like the first couple seasons that I've reacted to. So if you're here because you're new to F1, enjoy, and hopefully you subscribe to my content. I mainly do race reactions, but I don't know. We'll see. This 2024 season's already starting off rough, so I'm losing motivation every day. But anyways, yeah, see you around.